Hello, I'm ZachStar, and before Disventure Camp Season 5 is released, I decided to come up with a special challenge for myself. I decided that I would attempt to guess every character's elimination order one by one before each episode comes out. Also, I will attempt to guess the winner for the entire season. The original creator of this challenge was Chase Bridges, who tried to guess the elimination order one episode at a time for Total Drama Island while also predicting the winner. I highly suggest you check out his video, the link will be in the description. Also, a thank you to Odd Nation Cartoons because without them, we would have no Disventure Camp. To explain my background knowledge for the challenge, I need to start with Total Drama, for which I have seen every season. For Disventure Camp, I have not only seen seasons 1 through 4, but also the Tom and Jake series. Before I watch the first episode of season 5, I will be looking through each character's introduction video for the season, as well as the season's intro and the episode 1 trailer. Obviously, with all this prior understanding of Disventure Camp, I should be able to at least get a few of my guesses correct. To better explain the rules, I will have one winner and one elimination guess before each episode comes out. After each correct guess on an elimination, I will receive a point. Also, every time I lock in a correct winner, and at the end of the season it turns out to be correct, I will also receive a point. Lastly, if I lock in a winner and they get eliminated next episode, I will lose a point. I think for now, my personal goal will be to get at least 5 points without counting the points for picking the correct winner. And with all that explained, let's get into my guess for the first episode of Disventure Camp Season 5. For this season, the big twist is that the fans of Disventure Camp are competing against the favorite returning competitors. There are 24 competitors, half are fans and the other half are favorites. It seems that they are split into two teams of the fans versus the favorites, but I think they will get rid of this for the merge, so for right now we can assume one team will be safe and the other will lose a contestant. For the first episode, we don't even know for sure if anyone will get eliminated. If no one gets eliminated, all it will do is give me more information for my episode 2 guess. Although, in the trailer, we hear Ara, one of the new characters, say,
An immunity challenge already.
meaning there should be an elimination, but this could just be to throw us off. In case someone does get eliminated in episode 1, I still need to come up with my guess. Personally, for this episode, I don't see them eliminating any of the new characters we don't know anything about. They want to take all this time to make a new character and eliminate one with only one episode of content when they could get rid of an existing character who already has so much they've accomplished story-wise. This leads me to believe that one of the favorites will be eliminated first. Although, you could make an argument that the fans team is very inexperienced and will lose to the favorites, I don't think this will be the case. Although, if it was, I would pick Evie, considering she doesn't even seem to know what's going on in her introduction, not realizing she signed up for a reality show, thinking it was a dating website the entire time. She just vacations all the time and doesn't need the money, giving her no motivation to win. Overall, this might be the better decision to vote for Evie, but I want to go with a choice that I have more prior knowledge on, which means choosing one of the favorites. I think this gives me a better chance of getting the first elimination correct, because if I picked a fan, I would almost picking at random. But for the favorites, I could be more calculated with my decision. To go through some of my favorites that I know won't be first round exits are Spencer and Rosa. These are two fan favorite characters that are most likely going to go far in this season. Spencer got 9th place last season, and I feel like he could do much better. Rosa missed out on All-Stars, meaning she has less story than the other characters. They will definitely want her to go far to give her more character development. Personally, Alec is one of my favorite characters, and I don't see him getting super far this season, but he definitely won't be the first out. Same thing goes for Fiore. I think she will make it further than Alec, seeing that they always stick together. I feel like she'll just be able to get a little further than Alec. Blake, I think, is in a similar situation as Spencer. Got eliminated very early in All-Stars, and she definitely could get more plot in this season. Allie and Aiden always make it pretty far into the competition and are fan favorites. They definitely won't be the first to go. For all the season 4 characters remaining, Benji, Natalia, and Anastasia, and like I already said, Spencer, since they all obviously were not in All-Stars, I think they could definitely give them more story. In the intro, we see Benji and Allie getting along, meaning there's going to be something there with their friendship that they're going to need some episodes to build. We also see Anastasia arguing with Alec, meaning they're going to have something going on. They might get into a fight. Alec might do something to deceive her, or vice versa, meaning they also need some episodes to build that up. And Natalia is pulling Gabby away from Tom, which I thought was kind of weird, meaning that maybe Natalia and Gabby have something going on where she has to become friends with Gabby and she has to take her away from Tom. I know I haven't mentioned Gabby yet, but this leads me into my last two characters of Gabby and Tom, the two best friends. Both have gotten a lot of screen time in the 2 seasons they were in, making it decently far for both characters. Also, both have appeared in the Tom and Jake series, giving them more screen time than any other contestants. But I think Gabby has one thing over Tom, and it's that she's very personable. She tries to make friends with everyone. Tom, on the other hand, is always with Jake, and his story is pretty much complete considering he just got married. I know in his intro he said he was excited to compete with no distractions, but I have to disagree. Immediately in the episode 1 trailer, we see a new character, Finn, want Tom and try to flirt with him, which I also thought was like disgusting. He's a married man. Tom is obviously happily married and wants nothing to do with this. I could see them losing the challenge over this. And if you look back at the intro that we see Natalia pulling Gabby away from Tom, this is making me think she wants Gabby to stick with her over Tom. Natalia is the kind of person, at least in her season, who would get everyone to vote out Tom because he's one of the biggest threats. I don't think Gabby would vote for him, but Natalia could very easily trick her. So, with all that being said, that is why I'm locking in Tom as the first character eliminated from Disventure Camp Season 5. Which leads me to a funny point that Tom technically met Evie at the end of Tom and Jake during their honeymoon. They were both vacationing at the same spot, and you could see Evie just relaxing on a chair while Tom and Jake are honeymooning. So I was wondering, would they actually bring this up in the season? Definitely not. But I think it's funny that either one would be my choice to be eliminated first. But in the end, I think I have to go with my gut, and I think Tom has just done too much and they does not need it anymore. Now for my winner. I think Odd Nation Cartoons would want one of the new contestants to win, leaving me with 12 options, but as I said, it's definitely not Evie, so make that 11. I don't really have much to work with besides their intro videos and designs, so I'll pretty much just be making an educated guess. I think Nura, based on design and character likability, has a good shot of being the winner, so for the first episode, I'm going to stick with her as my winner. And that's all for this episode. I'm going to react to my elimination theory in the next episode, as well as giving my next 2 guesses. But I can't wait for Season 5 to start, and I'll see all of you next time. Hey, it's ZachStar. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time.